It's Wednesday, and that means a stroll down the corridors of power with our political all-stars. Joining us is TV3 political reporter Scott Campbell and political commentator Linda Clark.
Well, first of all, presumably you're both hanging out for the John Key new release on DVD, are you guys?
Well, I don't know whether it'd be hanging out, to be quite honest, James. Look, it's really the Paul Holmes CD of Christmas time, isn't it? DVD.
Oh, now that's cruel. That means it'll be in the remainder bin before Christmas.
Quite interesting. When I walked in and spoke to John Key yesterday about this DVD, the first thing he said to me was, John Key, the BAFTA winner. So, I asked him, is this John Key the man? It's called Ambitious for New Zealand. It says, meet John Key. Is this really John Key the man, or is it the movie star? Look, this is their big push before Christmas time. And I'm not sure really how much traction it's going to get.
I think it's the most bizarre idea. These things are a fad. It's like having your own Facebook if you're a politician. It's like, having it going on YouTube. I mean, the fact of the matter is, he's not groovy, he's not really young. I mean, he is to me, but he isn't to young voters, which is, presumably who they want to attract here. And it's just one of those things that was kind of a bright idea one night late.
One late night.
Somewhere. And, but realistically, 12 minutes long. I mean, is anyone going to seriously, apart from, nutters and political junkies, perhaps like me, who is going to sit down for 12 minutes of their life and watch John Key meander through market?
I actually probably would, just to see. He says it's not scripted, and I'd just be interested to see what he's like unscripted.
Rubbish.
Is there anything worth watching on it? Is there anything worth watching on it, Linda?
Well, I haven't seen it, I have to confess, although I did see a couple of months ago there was some rogue footage, some of the wild footage of John Key meandering through an early morning market and trying to engage with real people. And what we saw, in fact, was him sniffing vegetables. It looked like he'd never bought a vegetable in his life, and talking to people in a way that, with the eyes glazed over, where he was sort of like, get me out of here, please.
Okay, maybe I won't watch it.
I'm not motivated to watch it.
Scotty, the thing is that he's not really very well known.
Well, that's one of the reasons that the National Party say that they're putting this out. They've sort of been hit by the critics in the last years by people saying, we don't know John Key. Look, it might be a little bit of a worry if we don't know John Key 1 year out from an election where he's possibly going to be the next Prime Minister. But look, if you want something that's going to pull on the heartstrings, then watch this DVD. If you want something to find out what the National Party is going to do inside here next year, then it's probably not your best bet, because there's not very much on policy there.
More seriously speaking, what this is about trying to, it's kind of a rabbit out of a hat. They need a stunt before Christmas. There's only one more week of Parliament to go. And in National, it's got a great poll in the Herald this morning, by the way, 51% it could govern alone. According to that poll, take it with a pinch of salt. But National wants to end the year as every good opposition party does. The year before an election, you need to end on a really strong point. So this is a gimmick, that's all it is. But if people don't know John Key, well, he needs to come to Parliament more, he needs to be more upfront on some of the policies, he needs to take on Helen Clark a bit more, then we'll all know the real John Key.
Scotty, if this is how Key's campaigning, 10 months out from the election, what's he going to be like next year?
Well, we wait and see, I suppose. Look, he is really quite new to politics in some way, and he is starting a 9-day tour. He actually, in fact, started yesterday, a 9-day tour of Heartland New Zealand. He's visiting 40 towns in 9 days. Now, look, it's a mock election campaign for John Key to try and get a feel of exactly how an election campaign works, and sort of these real whirlwind stops at these towns around the country. Now, last election, he sort of was in the background to Don Brash and didn't really get this chance. So now this is his chance, but we'll see when it comes around next year.
It's a dry run, essentially, but it's not real. And if John Key goes out to the provinces as he is at the moment, and he gets a great reception, and he thinks that's what it's going to be like come election time, it's not going to be like that, because you guys aren't with him every day on this whirlwind tour. Neither is the other channel, neither is Radio New Zealand and all the other radio stations. I mean, an election campaign is pure pressure, and Key has not experienced that, so they're trying to kind of bloody him up for it.
All right, the thing is, we're all talking about him, and he's been a year in the job, so there's no such thing as bad publicity, is there?